pickle. I recently texted my friend and spiritual mentor, the doctor. In the recent past, the doctor and I went for a little adventure. I got myself into a bit of a pickle. Now I know what you're thinking. I'm always in trouble, and I'm always in a pickle, especially when it comes to my personal life. And you'd be right in your evaluations. But this, somewhat thankfully, isn't a personal problem. It's much, much more serious than that. Well, I didn't know I was in a pickle until long after we'd been out. I didn't realise I was in a pickle until I sat down and thought through everything that had happened. You see, the doctor and I hit the road early, real early, getting kicked out of home early. So we hightail it west to the Scenic Rim. You probably don't know the place, but I did a video about it a while back, and the link should be here. Where was I? Oh yeah, a pickle, a tight spot. Well, I brought my sweet baby Fuj, the Fujifilm XT1, and I thought black and white country vibes. And you got to admit, the black and white vibes look pretty sweet. I also brought my film camera, my Minolta SR505 with some Ultramax 400. You'll see a few pics along the way of mountains in sweet Kodak 400 colour. Of course, I brought the GoPro and the drone for some drone footage, because who doesn't love sweeping mountain vistas? And it's not weird to admit that you like it. So 2 cameras and 2 video cameras. I'm not going to lie to you, I liked the footage, and I liked the photos too. I loved waking up at stupid o'clock and heading out west with the doctor. We had a grand old morning cruising the tourist routes of the Scenic Rim. We headed up Boona Way, if you know where that is. Boona, how the locals pronounce it. The first place we stopped, which you've probably already seen, was some big dam. Then we headed to check out the mighty Mount Barney, and it's probably flashing across your screen right now. I love driving through these old country roads, and you've probably got that John Denver tune in your head, and I don't blame you, because it's a great old tune. And if you're like me, you're probably also thinking about that scene in Dumb and Dumber. Now if you know, you know. The clouds laze across the landscape, offering patchy light and shade over the mountains. I'm glad I chose to shoot in black and white, and I personally think it's a pretty sweet look and quite forgiving, if I may. Let's not beat around the bush either. I need a stack of forgiveness after my recent hijinks, and I might elaborate on that sometime in a future video. The black and white just looks good. It took me a long time to be comfortable with black and white, but here I am now, just loving it. From there we headed through Rathdowney, then Bow Desert. Now I need to say that Bow Desert isn't a desert. So if you go there thinking it's all camels and sand and Americans bombing oil fields, you'll be sadly disappointed. From Bow Desert, we head back east. Now there's some funny names of places that we didn't photograph or video, so you'll have to take my word for it. Places called Bidababa. No. Bidababa. 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 Then through Wongaponga. No, what? Wongapong. I forgot the part about being a pickle, and I do apologise. As I was saying, I love the photos and the video I got. I'd say my photographic style is like a lazy, predictable tourist, and my fashion style is like a 40-something-year-old chubby dad, and both styles I wear with pride. So there I was, back home. I got the colour photos developed and uploaded everything to my video editor. My computer nearly bakes doing the colour grading on the videos, and it takes forever and a day. But I get there, so everything's uploaded and it's time to patch a video together. That's when I realise I'm in a bit of a pickle, a tight spot, creatively speaking. I have very little video to use, plus no idea for a narrative. Anyone who's watched me for any amount of time knows I write a lot about the relationships, or lack thereof, in my life. Everything I write is 100% true and correct, except of course some minor changes and details. Well, sometimes the ideas come easily, you know, And you all seem to love watching videos of when things are going wrong, relationally speaking. In fact, I was talking to the doctor about this very predicament. I exclaimed that most of the words on my YouTubes is around relationships and connection, which is cool and all, but I'm running out of ways to say every relationship I have is hanging by a thread. Well, he acknowledged that yes, every relationship of mine was hanging by a thread, and yes, I would be running out of words to say on the topic. Perhaps I'll make a video about the time I had to say sorry, or when it was only partially my fault I reacted that way. Whatever it will be, I'm yet to decide. So, with very little video footage and no recent heartbreak that I'm really prepared to talk about, I found myself in a bit of a pickle. What kind of video am I going to make for y'all? How can I make an interesting story? I'm terribly sorry to tell you that I've got nothing. Nada. No story, no narrative, no little anecdote to give you. So if you've got any ideas what I should write about in this video, any narrative, anything at all, please let me know in the comments.